Hi everyone, I'm Bubbles from Susan's family. Today, I'll show you a cute ice cream cone egg bag, cat version. This product consists of two parts, the upper part and the lower part. We start by crocheting the lower part. Once it's done, we move on to the upper part. Let's begin with learning how to crochet the lower part. It includes the cone section, the net bag, the drawstring, and the lace trim. Most of this product is presented in the form of a chart. Next, I'll first teach you how to understand the chart. In the table, R plus number represents the round number. H plus number represents the row number. Stitch instructions column indicates the stitch techniques needed when crocheting the current round, as well as any increases or decreases. The total stitches column shows all the stitches used in the current round, the total number of stitches after completing all the crocheting. Let's start by learning how to crochet the cone. Use the magic ring method. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise from the starting chain. Now, let's show. Take out the corresponding color yarn. For convenient watching, I will demonstrate using yarn in a different color here. For specific yarn and color schemes, as well as the hook size, please refer to the detail page of our product and the paper instructions. Start with an adjustable magic ring. Then crochet the first round. Make one beginning chain. Crochet 4 single crochets into the large space of the magic ring. You can mark the first stitch if you like. If you can find the position of the first stitch, you don't have to mark it. Use a stitch marker if you have one to mark it. If you don't have one, you can use a safety pin or a paperclip as an alternative. This won't be repeated later on. After crocheting, close the loop tightly. Then join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet, which is the stitch that you marked. Pull tight. This completes the first round. Next, let's work on the second round. Work one chain as beginning chain. Start with the 2 single crochets into the same stitch, in the same position where you joined. While crocheting, make sure to weave in the yarn tail. Then continue to work 2 single crochets into the same sticks, along the stitches from the previous round. Work this round completely. After finishing, join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet. Pull tight. The side with the starting chain yarn tail is the wrong side. The other side is the right side. You can also mark the right side if you prefer. For all following rounds, keep the right side facing out. This completes the second round. Next, let's work on the third round. Work 1 chain as beginning chain. Then crochet the stitch pattern inside the parentheses. Parentheses indicate that these stitches are grouped together. Times a number indicates the number of times to repeat the pattern. Start with the first group. Work 1 single crochet. Then make 2 single crochets into the same stitch. This completes the group in the parentheses. Continue crocheting in groups. Work this round completely. Finish with a slip stitch. Tighten the yarn. This completes the third round. Now follow the chart and keep crocheting all the way to the sixth round. Later, you'll encounter rounds where the stitch count remains even. This means crocheting 1 stitch into each stitch of the previous round. The number of stitches after completing this round will be the same as the previous round. After finishing, we'll move on to crochet the 7th round. Here, I'll demonstrate using the original yarn. Moving forward, you'll need to refer to the stitch pattern chart while watching. Start with 1 beginning chain. Work 3 single crochets first. Then make 1 front post double crochet, 2 stitches together. First, pick the first single crochet from round 5. Work an incomplete front post double crochet. Insert the hook from right to left on the front side. Insert it into this single crochet stitch. Then pull the yarn through. Slightly enlarge the loop. Yarn over again. Draw the yarn through the next 2 loops on the hook. That's how you complete 1 incomplete front post double crochet. Next, continue with round 5. Skip 2 stitches. Pay attention, there's a 2 single crochets into the same stitch here. That means these 2 stitches. Then work another incomplete front post double crochet. Yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook. This completes the front post double crochet, 2 stitches together. Next, skip 1 single crochet. Then work 3 single crochets. After finishing them, work another front post double crochet, 2 stitches together. First, at the same insertion point, where you worked the second incomplete stitch of the previous front post double crochet, 2 stitches together. Work 1 more incomplete stitch. Then skip 2 stitches. Work 1 more. Yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook. This completes another front post double crochet, 2 stitches together. Now continue with the same method. Refer to the pattern. Work this round completely. Finish with a slip stitch. Pull tight. This completes the 7th round. Now let's work on the 8th round. Make 1 beginning chain. Start with the 2 single crochets into the same stitch. Then work 4 single crochets. Followed by another 2 single crochets into the same stitch. Continue to refer to the pattern. Work this round completely. Finish with a slip stitch. Pull tight. This completes the 8th round. Now let's work on the 9th round. Make 1 beginning chain. Start with 2 single crochets. Then work 1 front post double crochet, 2 stitches together. First, on the last front post double crochet, 2 stitches together of the 7th round. Work an incomplete stitch. Insert the hook and work the entire stitch pattern. Then on the second front post double crochet, 2 stitches together. Work another incomplete stitch. Then yarn over and draw through all loops. After finishing, skip one stitch. Work 1-2 single crochets into the same stitch. Then work 2 more single crochets. Follow with another front post double crochet, 2 stitches together. Pay attention to refer to the pattern for stitch insertion. Finish by working this round completely. When crocheting later, be mindful of the positions for some 2 single crochets into the same stitch. You need to work one of the stitches as a corresponding front post double crochet, 2 stitches together. That is, after completing the front post double crochet, 2 stitches together. There's no need to skip any stitches. Finish by working this round completely. After finishing, join with a slip stitch and tighten. This completes the 9th round. Next, everyone refer to the pattern. Work the 10th round evenly without increasing or decreasing. After completing it, move on to crochet the 11th round. Make 1 beginning chain. Start by working 2 single crochets in sequence. Then work a front post double crochet, pick up from the 9th round, and crochet the corresponding front post double crochet, 2 stitches together. Begin by picking this stitch and working an incomplete stitch. Then yarn over and draw through all loops once. This completes 1 front post double crochet. Next, work 2 more single crochets. Pay attention, there is no skipped stitches here. Then continue by picking the same position as the last front post double crochet. Work another front post double crochet. Continue to refer to the pattern chart and finish this round completely. After finishing, join with a slip stitch. Tighten. This completes the 11th round. Next, we will crochet the 12th round. Let's take a look first. Each stitch has these 2 loops. The loop closer to you is the front loop. The one farther away is the back loop. For this round, we will be crocheting into the front loops only. Start with 1 beginning chain. Then pick up the front loop and work 1 single crochet. Next, pick the front loop again, and work 2 single crochets into the same stitch. Continue to crochet and finish this round. After finishing, pick up the stitch normally and work a slip stitch. Tighten the yarn. This completes the 12th round. Next, we will crochet the 13th round. Start with 1 beginning chain. For this round, you need to turn the piece over before crocheting. Turn the fabric piece. Make sure the wrong side is facing you. Begin by working slip stitches along the stitches. Note, the slip stitches here form an oval shape, which means they should not be pulled too tight. After turning the work over, the stitch will be in the top left position. Continue to finish this round completely. Pay attention. There is one more stitch, so don't miss it. After completing it, pick up the braid of the first slip stitch, and work a slip stitch. Tighten the yarn. This completes the 13th round. Next, let's work on the 14th round. Make 1 beginning chain. For this round, you also need to turn your work. Make sure the right side of the piece is facing you. Let's take a look. The braid closest to you belongs to the 12th round stitch. The braid farthest from you is from the slip stitch of the 13th round. Follow along the braid of the slip stitch. Work 1 single crochet into each stitch. Work this round completely. Finish with a slip stitch. Tighten the yarn. This completes the 14th round. Leave a bit of tail and fasten off the yarn. Hide the yarn tail on the wrong side. Up to this point, the egg cup is complete. Next, let's learn how to crochet the net bag. Continue crocheting upward along the egg cup in rounds. The new stitch technique used here is double crochet. Now, let's show. Take the corresponding color of yarn. Let's take a look first. Behind the 12th round of single crochets, there are horizontal bars like these. Pick any stitch from the 12th round to join the yarn. Note: avoid picking up the remaining half stitches from the 11th round. Then work 6 chain stitches. Then skip 4 stitches. Continue by picking up a bar from the back. Work 1 slip stitch. Then work 6 chain stitches. Then skip another 4 stitches. Work 1 slip stitch. Continue in this way to complete this round. After finishing the last 3 chain stitches, work 1 double crochet at the joining position to connect. This completes the first round. Now let's move on to the second round. Start with 6 chain stitches. In this round, work slip stitches into the chain spaces from the previous round, with 6 chain stitches in between. Work all the way down to finish this round. After finishing the last 3 chain stitches in the previous round, work 1 double crochet onto the connecting double crochet. This completes the second round. Next, everyone continue to refer to the pattern. Finish the last 2 rounds as well. The crocheting method is identical to the second round. After completing, leave a yarn tail, fasten off, and weave in the ends. That concludes the tutorial for the net bag. Now let's crochet the drawstring. Take out the same yarn used for the net bag. Crochet a chain braid of the corresponding length. Refer to the diagram for the exact length. My sample swatch is shorter. After crocheting, leave a yarn tail of about 10 centimeters and fasten off. Next, thread the drawstring through the chain spaces of the last round of the net bag one by one. Finally, thread the yarn tail into a darning needle. Connect the head and end of the chain braid to form a circle. Lastly, hide the yarn tails. Make sure to also weave in the other yarn tail. That concludes the tutorial for the drawstring. Next, let's learn how to crochet the lace trim. We will also use the magic ring method. Crochet along the ring. The new stitches used include half double crochet 3 stitches into the same stitch, half double crochet 4 stitches into the same stitch, and double crochet 4 stitches into the same stitch. Now, let's show. Start with an adjustable magic ring. Then crochet the first round. Make 1 beginning chain. Crochet 4 single crochets into the large space of the magic ring. You can also make a marker here if you like, but I won't mark it this time. After finishing, close the loop. Then slip stitch and pull tight. That's how you complete the first round. Next, refer to the pattern and finish the second round. The crocheting method is identical to the second round of the cone. After completing, move on to crochet row 3. Work 1 chain. Then follow the stitch pattern on the chart to crochet. No need for a slip stitch after finishing. That completes row 3. Now let's move on to row 4. Make 1 beginning chain. Turn your work. Then follow the stitch pattern on the chart to crochet. After finishing, row 4 is also completed. Next, continue referring to the chart. Keep crocheting all the way down to row 7. After finishing, start crocheting round 8. First, carry the yarn across to the 7th row, the 3rd stitch from the end. Enlarge the loop. Then pass the working yarn or fabric through the loop. Tighten it. Next, hook the yarn through the corresponding stitch. Carrying the yarn is now complete. Next, work 1 half double crochet 4 stitches in the last stitch. That is, make 4 half double crochets in the same position. After completing it, the half double crochet 4 stitches into the same stitch is done. Then move on to crochet along the edge. Here you can pick up 1-2 strands of yarn from the side to crochet. Or you can pick up stitches to crochet. Start with 1 slip stitch. Then work 1/2 double crochet, 3 stitches into the same stitch. That is, make 3 half double crochets in the same position. After finishing, crochet 3 slip stitches in sequence. After completing, move to crochet along the other side. Start with 1 double crochet 4 stitches into the same stitch. That is, make 4 double crochets in the same position. After finishing, continue crocheting along the edge. When you reach the position of the last row, continue crocheting along the last row. After completing the last slip stitch, leave a yarn tail of about 10 centimeters and cut the yarn. Then join it with the starting stitch to finish off. Consider the right side of this round as the right side of the fabric. Finally, hide the yarn tail on the wrong side. That concludes the 8th round. That concludes the crocheting of the lace trim. Next, attach the lace to the starting position of the egg cup. Here, I'll demonstrate the position using a sample swatch. Make sure the right side of the fabric faces out. Align the starting position of the lace with the starting position of the egg cup. Roughly align them, then roll it slightly, left on top, right underneath. Now, let's show. Here, use a glue stick with a straight needle to secure it. If you have a hot glue gun at home, insert the glue stick into the glue gun and preheat before using. If not, you can use the inner flame of a lighter to melt the glue stick for securing. You can start by securing the beginning position first. Then gradually secure the rest. Pay attention to the wrapping area, right side underneath. Lace position. Everyone can, according to preference, dot a little bit to slightly secure it. Once secured, the lace trim is finished. Up to this point, the lower part has also been covered. Next, let's learn how to make the upper part, composed of the cover, expression, whiskers, ice cream scoops, small flowers, chocolate sticks, lemons, cream, ears and spots. Let's first learn how to crochet the cover, made up of Section 1, Section 2, Section 3, and decorative strands. Start by crocheting Section 1, then crochet Section 2 and Section 3 along Section 1. After completion, embroider the decorative strands. Section 1 uses the chain ring method. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise from the starting point. The new stitch technique used is the invisible single crochet 2 stitches together. Now, let's show. First, crochet the corresponding number of chain stitches. Then connect it to the first chain stitch. Pick up the half loop from above. Join with a slip stitch. That completes the starting chain. Next, we'll crochet the first round. Make 1 beginning chain, then work 12 single crochets into the large space of the magic ring. While working, weave in the yarn tail. If you can't find the right stitch here, you can continue and place a marker. After completing, join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet. Pull tight. That completes the first round. Next, keep referring to the chart. Continue crocheting all the way through the 8th round. After finishing, move on to the 9th round. Start by crocheting 5 single crochets. Then work 1 invisible single crochet 2 stitches together. Insert your hook under the front loops of the next 2 single crochets from the left side. Now there are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, draw the yarn through the first 2 loops, yarn over again, and pull through. That completes 1 invisible single crochet 2 stitches together. Use this method for crocheting. The gaps between stitches will be smaller. Next, continue to refer to the pattern. Work this round completely. After finishing, join with a slip stitch. Pull tight. That completes the 9th round. After finishing, complete the last round as well. Don't cut the yarn after crocheting. Enlarge the loop. Or place a marker on the loop. That concludes Section 1. Next, let's learn how to crochet in section 2. Start with the first round. This round requires joining a new yarn for crocheting. Refer to the chart. This round involves crocheting into the half loops that are close to each other from the 9th and 10th rounds. Since the yarn is special, here I'll use cotton yarn for demonstration. The braid closer to you is the loop of the slip stitch. The braid further away from you is the stitch from the 9th round. This round involves crocheting into the half loops that are close to both the slip stitches and the stitches. When you crochet in practice, if you can't find the right position, you can pick one strand of the slip stitch and one strand from the back. Generally, picking 2 strands for crocheting will do. Insert the hook into these 2 strands simultaneously. Pay attention that the first stitch in the 9th round is a bit small. Make sure not to miss it. Make 1 beginning chain, then crochet into the corresponding half stitches. After completing, finish with a slip stitch. Pull tight. This completes the first round. Next, everyone continue to follow the chart. Complete the remaining rounds of section 2. After finishing, leave a bit of tail and fasten off yarn, then weave in ends. That concludes section 2. Now let's learn how to crochet section 3. Continue crocheting using the yarn tail from section 1. The new stitches used here include E treble crochet, T half double crochet, and F double crochet. Now, let's show. Continue crocheting from the yarn loop of section 1. Pay attention. I will continue to demonstrate with the sample swatch. This round involves picking up the remaining half loops from the last circle of section 1 and crocheting into them. Make 1 beginning chain, then turn your work. Crochet the stitches inside the curly brackets. The curly brackets indicate 1 large sequence group. Let's start with the first group. First, work a single crochet. Pick up the half loop of the last stitch from the final round and work a single crochet. Then crochet the stitches inside the square brackets. The square brackets indicate working multiple stitches into the same position. First, work 1 double crochet. Then work 1 treble crochet in the same stitch. Yarn over twice. Insert your hook. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over again. Pull through the first 2 loops on your hook. Repeat this process 3 times. That completes 1 treble crochet. Next, work 1 treble crochet in the adjacent stitch. Then crochet the stitches inside the square brackets in the adjacent stitch. After finishing, work 1 single crochet, 1 slip stitch, Then crochet 6 chains. Next, dowel 3, which means start at the 3rd stitch from the end. Pick up the back loop of the chain. That is, the back of the chain. This line here. First, work 4 double crochets in sequence. Then continue crocheting along section 1. K means skip a stitch. The number after it indicates how many stitches to skip. Here, skip 2 stitches, then start from the adjacent stitch, and crochet according to the form. After finishing, a large sequence is now completed. Next, crochet another group. After completing it, join with a slip stitch at the beginning. Tighten it up, leave a yarn tail. Hide the yarn tail on the right side of this circle. Finally, you can use a glue stick to secure section 3 and section 2 in place. Below, everyone can finish it on their own. That concludes section 3. On the right side of section 2, use the corresponding color yarn to embroider small segments randomly. Now, let's show. Cut about 50 centimeters of the corresponding color yarn. Thread the needle. Secure it well on the wrong side first. Then stitch out. Embroider randomly. Below, everyone can continue embroidering based on your preference. After embroidering, weave in the ends on the wrong side. That concludes the decorations. Up to this point, we've finished the cover. Next, let's learn how to make the expressions. It consists of the nose, eyes, and blush. Let's start with the nose. Here I'll use a pre-made piece to explain the position. In section 1, embroider 2 horizontal line segments in the third round from the bottom. They should be about the length of 2 stitches. Then, in roughly the middle position, embroider a vertical line. It should cover about 2 rounds. The bottom should align roughly with the dent in section 3. The exact length of the nose segments can also be adjusted according to your preference. Pay attention while embroidering. The side with the slip stitch should face backward. Below, I'll demonstrate the method for embroidering. Cut about 30 centimeters of the corresponding color yarn. Take one strand from it. Thread it through the sewing needle. Remember, the side with the slip stitch should face the back. First, secure the yarn tail on the wrong side. Then, bring the needle out at the corresponding position and start embroidering. Next, embroider the vertical line segment. With that, the nose is complete. After finishing, don't cut the yarn yet. Next, embroider the eyes on both sides of the horizontal line segment of the nose. The eyes should be embroidered in the 3rd to 4th rounds from the end. Embroider vertical line segments as well. The number of line segments is not fixed. Just do it roughly. Now, let's show. Continue embroidering using the same yarn from the nose. At a distance from the horizontal line segment, leave an interval of approximately 1 stitch. If there's leftover yarn after finishing, move the yarn over to the other side. Continue embroidering. If the yarn tail is too short, weave it into the work on the fabric piece, then take a new piece of yarn and continue embroidering. Next, everyone can finish this part on their own. That concludes how to embroider the eyes. Now let's move on to the blush. Embroider it near the eyes in the third round from the end. Use the corresponding color of yarn. Embroider 2 slightly angled line segments. Note: there's no need to separate the strands here. Below, everyone can complete it on their own. That concludes the blush. The expression is also done. Next, let's embroider the whiskers. Embroider them near the blush. On both sides, embroider 2 of these angled line segments. Each line segment should be embroidered twice, and each is about the size of 2 stitches. Below, everyone can finish embroidering it on their own. That concludes the whiskers. Next, let's learn how to make the ice cream scoop. It consists of the main part and decorative strands. The main part uses the magic ring method. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise from the starting chain. First, everyone refers to the chart and crochets it according to the form. After finishing, leave a tail of about 30 centimeters. Then sew it to the beginning position of section 1 on the cover. Sew slightly towards the back right side. That is, the side with the expression should face forward. Below, I'll demonstrate the sewing method using a small sample. Before sewing, you can use stitch markers to temporarily secure it in place. Then thread the yarn tail through the needle. The sewing position on the small sample is random. First, stuff it with waste yarn for filling. Then sew it together. Insert the hook through the stitch of the ice cream ball. For the cover, pick up the surface loops and sew them together. Pay attention while sewing, and avoid sewing through the holes on the cover. When there's a little space left, insert a bit more waste yarn. Stuff it firmly to make it full. After sewing, tie off and weave in the ends. Next, use the corresponding color yarn to embroider decorative strands at the front of the ball. Then bend it to create an arc. Below, I'll demonstrate the method. Cut about 30 centimeters of the corresponding color yarn and hide it inside the ball. Secure it well inside. Then pull out the needle. Next, insert the needle again with a small interval. You can first roughly bend the arc. For now, don't remove the sewing needle. Bend the thread into the corresponding arc shape. And secure it well by applying a little glue on the needle. The yarn tail at the ending position, if it doesn't fit properly. You can remove the sewing needle and reinsert it. Finally, hide the yarn tail. That concludes the decorative strands. Up to this point, the ice cream ball is complete. Below, we'll crochet small flowers. They consist of the main body and the flower core. Start by crocheting the main body. Use the magic ring method. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise starting from the foundation chain. Now, let's show. Take the corresponding color yarn. Pull out 2 strands from it. Start with a magic ring. Then crochet the stitches in the parentheses. Work this round completely. After finishing, close the loop tightly. Then leave a little yarn tail and cut off. This completes the main part of the small flower. Next, let's crochet the flower core. Again, take the corresponding color yarn. Pull out 2 strands from it. Then work 2 chain stitches for starting. Following that, in the second to last stitch, crochet 1 single crochet. In the same stitch, make 1 slip stitch. Leave a bit of tail and fasten off the yarn. Now the flower core is also completed. Then assemble the flower core with the main part. Place the flower core with the right side facing out. Attach it to the right side of the main part. Finally, stick the small flower main body onto the ice cream ball. Overlap it a little with the decorative strands. After sticking it well, that concludes the small flower section. Next, let's crochet the chocolate bar. There are 2 types, long and short. Both consist of the main part and decorative strands. The method of working for the main part is almost identical. The only difference is the number of rounds. Both use the magic ring method to start. Work in rounds counterclockwise following the starting point. Everyone, refer to the form and crochet accordingly. After crocheting, leave about 20 centimeters of yarn tail before breaking the yarn. Then proceed to make the decorative strands. Below, I will demonstrate using any one as an example. Cut approximately 50 centimeters of corresponding color yarn. Roughly secure it inside the main part. Then pull out the needle and start wrapping. At the same time, use a sewing needle with a small amount of glue to secure it. Finally, fix the yarn tail inside the main part. This completes the decorative strands. Lastly, use the reserved yarn from the main piece. Sew it onto the ice cream ball. Sew behind the small flower. The short ones on the right side, the long ones on the left side. You can also sew according to your preference. The sewing method is basically the same as for the ice cream ball. Now everyone can sew it up on their own. This concludes the chocolate stick section. Next, let's learn how to crochet the cream. We will start from foundation chain. Crochet along the starting chain. The new stitch technique used is the 5 double crochets into the same stitch and crocheted together. Now, let's show. Take the corresponding color yarn. Start by crocheting 4 chains. Then, On the 4th chain from the hook, crochet a 5 double crochets into the same stitch and crochet together. First, work 5 double crochets. Then, drop the loop from the hook. Next, draw the loop through the first double crochet. Push the completed popcorn stitch forward. Work a chain 1 to secure it in place. Continue by crocheting the corresponding number of groups. After finishing, leave a tail of about 20 centimeters and cut the yarn. Then, sew the cream onto section 1 of the cover. Sew it on the left side of the ice cream ball. Now, I'll demonstrate the sewing technique. Before sewing, you can use a stitch marker to secure the position. First, sew a stitch to hold the beginning and ending in place. Then, sew the cream to the side that matches section 1, ensuring it sticks together. After finishing, hide the yarn tail inside the cover. Do the same with the other yarn tail, hiding it inside the cover as well. That completes the cream. Next, we'll crochet the lemon. It consists of the fruit and a leaf. Let's start by learning how to crochet the fruit. We'll use the magic ring method. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise starting from the ring. The new stitch technique we'll use is FB2 double crochets into the same stitch. Now, let's show. First, refer to the form to cast on and complete the first round. I've already finished this part. Next, we'll work on the second round. Make one beginning chain. Start with one single crochet. Work one half double crochet in the same stitch. Then, work two double crochets into the same stitch. Let's start with the first one. That is, work 2 double crochets in the same position. Continue with 2 double crochets into the same stitch in the adjacent stitch. After completing it, work 1 half double crochet in the next stitch. And 1 single crochet. Now continue following the form to complete this round. Once finished, join with a slip stitch and tighten. That completes the second round. Leave a bit of tail and fasten off the yarn. Now let's work on the third round. First, join the yarn. Make one beginning chain. Work one slip stitch first. Then work 2 single crochets into the same stitch. After that, work one more slip stitch. Continue to complete this round. Once finished, join with the first slip stitch chain. Join with a slip stitch. Pull tight. Leave about a 50 centimeters tail and fasten off the yarn. That completes the third round. Next, thread the reserved tail into a sewing needle. Then fold the lemon neatly along the dent. Pick up the nearby front loop. Sew it up using the whip stitch method. After sewing, leave the tails untreated for now. Below, embroider decorative strands on the fruit. Cut about 30 centimeters of corresponding color yarn. Take 2 strands from it. Thread them into a sewing needle. Secure the tail inside the fruit first. Then on these 2 sides. Embroider 4 line segments separately, spreading them out. After finishing the embroidery, weave in the ends inside the fruit. That concludes the fruit section. Next, let's learn how to make the leaves. We will start from foundation chain. Work along the foundation chain. Now, let's show. Take the corresponding color yarn. Start with 3 chains first. Then work 1 double crochet in the 3rd chain from the hook. Move on to 1 double crochet. Then work 1 chain. Go back 1. On this chain, pick up the bar. Make 1 slip stitch. Then work 2 chains. Next, in the same insertion point as the double crochet, make 1 slip stitch. Finally, leave about a 15 centimeters tail, and cut the yarn. That's how you finish the leaf. Now attach the lemon to the cream. You can also choose based on your preference. To use a glue stick for attaching. When gluing, hide all the yarn tails first. Secure the fruit first. When securing, take the side with the curve, and fix part of it onto the cream. Then attach a leaf at both the front and back of the fruit. You can also decide specifics based on your preference. Below, I'll demonstrate the sewing method. First, thread the reserved tail of the fruit into a needle. Then transition to the sewing position. Sew through the top of the cream. Focus on sticking the secured parts together here. Pay attention. Here, the sample position is random. I'm only demonstrating the sewing technique. To make it more secure, you can also sew one stitch with the cover, secure it with a single stitch. After sewing, weave in the ends. This completes the fruit sewing. Then sew another leaf at both the front and back. After sewing, hide the tails. Also weave in the other tail. Then sew another leaf at the back. Remember to sew with the right sides facing forward. Below, you can finish it on your own. That concludes the leaves section. The fruit is now complete. Next, let's crochet the ears. There are two identical ones. Both use the magic ring method to start. Crochet along the starting ring. First, refer to the chart and crochet accordingly. After crocheting, sew it onto the front of section 1 of the cover. Sew on both sides of the starting point. When sewing, make sure the slightly pointed part faces upward. Now, let's sew. Thread the reserved yarn tail into a darning needle. Place the ear in its corresponding position. Then follow along the edge of the ear and sew the side seam to the cover. After sewing, weave in the ends inside the cover. Also hide the other yarn tail well. That concludes the sewing of one ear. Everyone sews the other ear as well. With that, we've covered the ears. Lastly, let's create the spots. Sew at the starting position between the ear and the cover. Now, let's sew. Here, I'll start by embroidering the ear area. First, cut about 30 centimeters of the corresponding color yarn. Take out 2 strands from it. Secure the tail of the yarn on the back side of the ear. Then pull out the needle and start embroidering. Embroider roughly 8 times. The exact number can also be adjusted according to the actual situation. Above, always stitch into the same position. Below, spread out the stitches approximately. After finishing the embroidery, weave in the ends on the wrong side. That completes the spots on one ear. Follow the same method for the other. Embroider the spots on the other ear as well. Next, embroider the spots starting from the beginning position of the cover. Here, I'll explain using a finished product as an example. Roughly embroider 3 lines in the middle. These take up 4 rounds. The 2 line segments on the left and right take up 2 rounds. The specific embroidery positions can be referenced from the finished product. You can also decide based on your preference. Pay attention. There's no need to separate the strands here. Below, everyone can complete it on their own. That concludes the explanation of the spots. Finally, according to your preference, you can apply blush to the blush position. Then assemble the upper and lower parts together. Pull the drawstring from the lower part through the chain space of the upper part. Up to this point, the explanation for this egg bag is complete. If you have any questions during the process, don't hesitate to reach us via our website. Susan's Family, supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.